Hello, everyone. Today we are going to see that is the anatomical abnormalities of the uterus. In previous lecture, we have seen about the abnormalities, that is the retroversion and inversion. So now we are going to continue about the abnormalities from the position point of view. Just see this is just little bit of revision of previous lecture. See in this diagram. What we see, this is the normal position of the uterus. It is anteverted and anteflexed. There are three abnormalities. If it goes back, then it is called as retroversion of uterus. If it is go inside of it, that is in this way, it is called as a inversion of uterus. Now there is one another variety. If it goes downward, if it is descends downward, then it is called as a uterine prolapse. So that is what is topic we are going to say it. So what are the points which it going to cover it? It consists of the definition, then there are the types of the uterine prolapse, degrees of the uterine prolapse, then we have to we are going to see about the symptoms of the uterine prolapse and what is the causative factor for the uterine prolapse. So this is the initially definition. The uterus gradually descends in the axis of vagina, taking the vaginal wall with it. It may present clinically at any level, but it's usually classified as one of three degrees. As we know that whatever the position of the position of uterus, it is anteverted. It is this way. It is 90 degree from this angle. But when it comes in the axis of this vagina and goes downward, then it is called as a uterine prolapse. So next, what we show in this diagram, that is the position. This is how can I explain it. What you show is, this is the fundus part of it. If you imagine, this part of it is the body of the uterus or corpus of the uterus, and this part it is the vagina. This is the, if you imagine, cervix part of it. Actually this is like this, cervix part of it. Fine. So this is the normal position of the uterus, that is at the right angle to the vagina. What we see in this diagram, it is right angle to that of vagina. So it is may go, what are the abnormalities? It go backward, that is what we have seen in the previous, that is the retroversion of uterus. This is retroflexion, when it is tilted backward and gets downward this way, flexed, then it is called as retroflexion. This is normal position of the uterus. How it is? This is retroflexion. Now, what is the cause behind it? Why such things occur in it? So the basic cause behind it, it is due to the stretching of the muscles and fibrous tissue, and sometimes increase intra-abdominal pressure. Now, what are the conditions which can lead to the intra-abdominal pressure? So commonest conditions which are present, you can guess it, that is during the cough, that is chronic cough, or if patient is having the constipation. So that is the cause behind it. But if you broadly classified of the cause of the genital prolapse, commonest things, when anything goes downward, because whatever the position of the uterus, what you see in this diagram, how the uterus remain in this position, the uterus remain in this position because the supports are normal. If there is a normal support, then it does not go downward. If there is any weakness in this support, as we know that uterus has three supports of three tier: upper tier, middle tier and lower tier. If anything weak in this, can lead to the uterine prolapse. So first cause is that there is a weakness in this prolapse, that can lead to the uterine prolapse. Or second cause, if there is a raised abdominal pressure. As we know that this, the whatever the uterus, it is the pelvic organ, and abdomen, it is upside to this. Anything pressure from the above sides can lead to the uterine prolapse. So what are the conditions which can lead to the, first one is a weakness in the supports of the pelvic organs, and the second because that is increased abdominal pressure. So now, which are the condition in the weakness which can lead to? So first condition, there may be some congenital problem, that is uterine prolapse due to some developmental defect of uterine support. If these uterine supports are of not that much of strong, that can lead to that of this uterine prolapse. That is, we can remember three C over it, that is C, one C that is congenital, second C that is the childbirth, and third C that is the climacteric. What is meaning of congenital? One is congenital weakness, second childbirth, that is during the delivery, if you do not take the proper care during the intranatal care, can lead to the weakness of the support. And third, that is the climacteric. As we know that, what is meaning of climacteric? Climacteric, that is the age before and after the menopause. And as we know that during the climacteric, whatever the estrogen level, it drops down, and when the estrogen level drops down, so what we say in this one, weakness of the supports. So what is here? One, congenital, whatever the supports which are present over here, they get weak. Second C, that is the childbirth. During the childbirth, if there is no proper care during the intranatal care, there is a weakness of this support. And third, what we remember, that is the climacteric. As we know that climacteric, that is the age before and after the menopause, where the estrogen level drops down. And as we know that estrogen is responsible for the whatever the normal tone of these genital organs. And when the estrogen level drops down, this genital supports, whatever becomes, they becomes the atrophied, and it leads to the prolapse of the uterus. That is the first cause that is related with that of weakness in the support. And second cause, that is if there is an increased abdominal pressure. Again here we can remember 2C, that is 1C, that is the chronic cough. As we know that during the cough, what it leads to? Contraction. Then and then only you are able to do the cough. That is when the contraction, diaphragm becomes so contracted, and it gives the coughing process. So during this abdominal pressure, there is a pressure on this genital organs, and it leads to the prolapse of the uterus. In which condition there is a chronic cough? If patient is having chronic bronchitis or patient is having asthma. And second one, if there is a heart, the constipation is there, then in that situation the constipation can lead to the prolapse of the uterus. You got it? What are the two causes? If there is a weakness, that is this part is weak, so it goes downward. And second cause, if there is a pressure from the upside. Here we have to remember, for weakness 3C, congenital, second one is childbirth, third one is climacteric, and for raised abdominal pressure, there are 2C, chronic cough and constipation.